Alright, so with a new party member in tow, let's move on. This is a sequence that you could get in the original, but I forgot actually to registering it in a run, but anyway.
I think he's talking to you, boy.
Boy.
My boy, these are the things that all true warriors strive for. Boy.
How is it? You having fun? So you are having fun.
I don't think he answered your question.
Well, good for you, boy.
My name's Cloud.
Listen, he's doing the corporate thing.
And stop calling me boy.
Okay, do we call you Yob then? That's boy in reverse.
Me? I'm the owner of the Gold Saucer. You might have expected someone else, but it was me, Dio.
Of course Dio would be in charge of the gold saucer.
If you forgot, this new design that we're giving in Rebirth is actually more tame, because in the original it's just wearing a Speedo and going naked otherwise. And that's what you can call me.
He's not even listening.
By the way, boy, do you know what a black materia is?
What an odd thing to say.
Yeah, they take the opportunity for this version to actually properly foreshadow the black material, the Temple of the Ancients, and the Keystone to make it more cohesive.
Why ask me?
Well, a while back, a boy came in and asked if I had black materia.
And you look like a boy who knows something about that.
I thought you might know who it was, seeing as how you're about the same age. Close enough,
Oh,
Shiro.
yes. All you youngins always hang out when you're the same age.
Boy around Cloud's age.
He had a black cape and a tattoo on his hand that said 1.
It has to be.
Where did he go?
Don't yell at me, boy.
I have no idea.
He went to gamble on chocobo races.
The fool.
Fiend.
Damn.
Well then.
Bye.
I say, stop by the battle arena if you like, boy.
Yeah, we did it on purpose now.
You'll probably like it. Many of my collections are on display there. Hilarious.
We're not to that pun territory yet.
Come on, Cloud. I'll show you the way.
What if I don't want to?
Sounds fun! Let's go!
Doesn't look like you have a choice.
I'm the party leader. Shouldn't I have some say in this?
Now,
Shall we?
who said you were party leader anyway?
Barret, technically, but he's not here, admittedly.
Oh, challenger.
With a capital R at the end. Why, hello there! Somehow I got ahead of you.
You
Hey,
kind of ran
Dio.
off.
So, where's this collection of yours?
Aerith. My god. Was it not obvious what he meant by that?
I'll tell you one condition. Dazzle us with your skills in the arena. I'm especially interested in...
No!
Don't flatter yourself, Yuffie.
Wait, where's your friend with the gun arm?
How did you know we came in with him? He's resting back at the hotel. Said he was tired.
Again, this version tries to prep up a bit more what's gonna happen related to Barret. And it's also partially inspired by what happened in his rebirth. What a shame! And I was hoping to hire him as my bodyguard. Well, the show must go on. If you're ready, the arena is this way. And this is a great opportunity for me to actually properly showcase how Casey works in battle, because why the fuck not?
Alright, let's see what he's got.
Well, I did showcase a couple of the megaphones that I could get in battle, but most of his attacks by this stage of the game are just okay, although a bit too costly if you ask me. The one on the first one on the bar, the Sonic Meow, which is literally the wailing, again, took them this long to actually have an attack for Kate Sif, to actually have him use his megaphone as an actual megaphone, dear god. He's cool and it makes a decent amount of damage, but requires a full bar, or it's the equivalent of using a healing spell, so, you know, you probably want to reserve it as a finishing blow or something.
Certain stratagem for the character in mind. I'm curious, are all the weapons 5 stars, or did you just get very lucky when you rolled
like I
those
said
weapons?
towards the beginning of the game, Joda, the weapons are virtually the same, but the stars reflect instead their rarity. It's not a case where they're just tiers of specific weapon locked into one rarity forever. Each weapon has the potential to arrive at a higher point. It's just a matter of if you can actually manage to get a higher tier in advance from the pools. When a new character is released, now there's this policy to giving you a bunch of free tickets so you can pull from a bunch of pools, so you can have the character catch up very quickly with the others. Marvelous, my boy, very splendid.
Now show us your collection.
No.
That's not what your subtitle said.
Not so fast. That was just a rehearsal. The main event awaits.
You gotta be kidding me!
Things I do for the smallest of rewards. So, what do we do?
Beat the shit out of more
Kick
monsters.
his ass!
Okay, Yuffie, you're the bait. Or more appropriately,
Wait,
the distraction.
Why are you letting the youngest be a distraction? That's easy. We fight. I'm dying to see that collection.
And then Sephiroth overhears that and says, "Oh, a request? Look, we don't have much of a choice."
Wake up, Cloud. Shall we begin?
Let's get this over with.
Simply put, like I said, because I have enough tickets at this pool to perform all these pools, it's practically guaranteed that I will get a lot of weapons starting at the 5-star variant instead of having to climb from the lower tier.
I'm guessing weapons relatively roll better than your typical gacha does.
There are still the percentages, listed by, but I never bother to read those because I'm not one that performs maniacally on pools.
The reason I do bring it up is I noticed that the last time you showed a compilation of you getting basically 5-star weapons for Kate Sif. Granted, maybe that was just you cutting out all the fluff in between, I'm guessing.
A lot, basically.
Ah, okay. I was wondering if you legit just got a multi that gave you all those 5 stars in
No.
Again, though, it seems to help that Well, okay, some bosses aside, it seems like for the most part this game is relatively
Like I said, if you want to play
free-to-play friendly.
if you want to play the story, you know you're perfectly good to go with the tools that the game gives you. And
Especially after they nerfed some of the bosses.
It's also worth noting that during the anniversaries in particular, it's a good time for newcomers to show up because there are periodical, extra bonus given specifically to welcome new people if they want to jump in from that point. Including also getting, bonuses that actually gives you potentially a costume that was released a long time ago in another banner that maybe is a bit too old. It's not a practical guaranteed, but it has been a stronger, thing happening with time, which, is appreciated. Actually, because if you recall, I mentioned that I mostly care about the costumes on an aesthetic level. That being said, I'm also very biased. So, for example, every single time Casey gets a new costume, it is my imperative mission to get it.
It makes me wonder, actually, do they focus more on costuming the Moogle bot, or do they actually bother with the
both of them.
Too? Ah, good.
It's actually in Pandan. You'll be able to see already in this part, actually.
Alright, let's see that marvelous collection.
Ha ha ha! A spectacular performance indeed.
Is this it? Did you get any huge materia?
Quite impressive.
Wow, this is amazing.
So beautiful.
It's a bunch of pots.
And his portraits.
I'm glad you all like it. Please take your time and look around.
And we obviously shouldn't steal anything, right, Yuffie?
He's very, trusting.
Man, he sure is pushy.
Yeah, but look at all this. There has to be something that interests you. I mean, it's such an incredible collection.
And what do I do? Just look at it longingly?
I mean,
yes.
You could take a photo. Ugh.
I think that came from the reception area. Come on, Sephiroth might have gotten into a gambling debt and is attacking the dealer.
He gets Cloud framed for his murder.
They're dead.
What? Why?
Sephiroth's a sore loser at craps.
Yes, crap.
Yeah, that was automated. I could not do anything.
Did Sephiroth do this? Did he take all the money before we could win it?
I don't think he really cares about money.
You never know, Shiroi. Remember, Crisis Core established he has to go for at least... No, it's not him. They're all shot. Sephiroth would never use a gun. You fool! That's just what he wants you to think.
A gun? I wouldn't be caught dead with one of those.
Sephiroth firmly rejects the Second Amendment.
Hey, what happened?
Okay, this reception is gone, Dweebs.
A man with a gun on his arm.
A gun on his arm?
It can't be.
I'm sure there are plenty of people with guns on their arms.
Hold
Samus
it right, and don't make a fuss. It's kind of more like Mega Man's Mega Buster, which functions better because he's a robot. Samus is just slotting her arm inside the armor. Did you guys do this?
No, it wasn't us.
I mean,
we literally just got here.
I must have been wrong. Do you see any one of them having a gun? Hurry, run! It's gonna get ugly!
Really? You just immediately blame the new people.
And it's Casey basically that fucks things over. Stop them. That's as far as you go.
God damn it, Kate Sif.
What is this? Is this
With
is
friends
this
like
Mario
these,
Advance? Is this Mario
Wait.
Advance 1 now? This is
Wait,
as far as
listen.
you go.
They were sent to Coral Prison, falsely accused of the crimes carried out by a man with a gun on his arm. We couldn't show that because we need to create models for the robots, and, you know, we cannot do that.
And you know, the one gasping out witness couldn't corroborate that we weren't there.
There's Barret walking away from the scene of the crime.
He's too cool to stay on the camera. The group is sent to Coral Prison, a place where escape is said to be impossible. There, they spot Barret walking into an old, run-down house.
I forget how much of this is basically how the original went and how much of it was Rebirth basically trying to...
The Rebirth
you know,
stuff, like
merge
he said, was
together.
to merge a bit the whole foreshadowing with the Keystone, but the whole being sent to Coral immediately, it's because like this.
Right. Didn't I tell you not to come here? We were kind of forced here. We're on prison
wanted-
labor time.
We're wanted. You, Jesus Christ!
Just hold on for a second. We just want to talk. You'll understand if you just hear us out.
Stop
What's
shooting
that?
us!
What's that? I couldn't hear you. I'll stop shooting.
You're not helping. You're not helping the case.
Didn't want none of you to get involved.
Well, you're too late for that.
On the plus side, Barrett's very accepting of the fact of a giant talking cat that the parties has acquired.
He's been walking around with a talking dog this entire time.
Hey, that's Cloud's line. It's too dangerous. I can't let you get involved. Blah blah blah.
That's a terrible impression.
Are you sure about that?
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, we're already involved in this.
We were
See, I
framed
don't
for
encourage
murder.
her.
So
Probably
you
should have done
know.
a deeper imitating Aerith voice.
You guys. I heard that the murders at the battle arena were done by a guy with a gun arm, and if Aerith keeps doing up those stupid impressions, there's going to be a murder right here. Was that you? There's another man that got a gun grafted onto one of his arms. It was 4 years ago.
The truth about 4 years ago.
Ago.
Also, Silly Cloud, Barret reluctantly begins to talk about the day Shinra burned Coral to the ground. Burn to the ground, burn!
You know, Shinra seems to have a knack for either burning things to the ground or having somebody go crazy and burn things to the ground for them.
X7's annoying.
He and Dyne were out of town, but when they got word from the mayor, they raced home.
Awesome.
However, they ran into Scarlet and some Shinra troopers who cornered them to the edge of a cliff from very far in this version.
Stop playing around and come over.
You're right, you
Come
gotta
on,
cover the maniacal laugh.
It's the noble woman evil laugh.
I see.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm
What? You mean to
Shiroi's
tell
evil
me-
laugh voice double.
Watch out!
Hang on! Listen to me. You're coming back to the village, you hear? Because they're terrible shots, thank God.
Stormtrooper Marcy McCann. Yeah, I can't hold on much longer, but I will never let it go. We're going back. Everyone's waiting for us.
The
Eleanor,
blurry gunfire in the background.
Marlene, waiting on us.
Oh,
Fuck! To be fair, the fact that they were that far kind of justifies the poor aim. Although this version lacks the fact that it was Scarlet who actually made the killing shot, basically.
She's just better.
From then on, I couldn't use my right arm no more. I was depressed for a while, but and I threw away my artificial arm and got this gun grafted in.
Which we saw in the solo chapter.
And suddenly all my problems went away.
Listen, if a pretty woman shoots off one of your limbs, you say thank you.
Damn. I heard from the doc back then that there was another man who got the same operation I did. Except it was his left arm.
It's symbolic, basically, yeah.
The right hand of faith and the left hand of deceit.
But Dyne's injury was the same as yours, right?
He was deceived by the Shinra too.
The Shinra?
Yeah, no, I had to read the Shinra.
Yeah, this
the
is the thing.
Shinra are attacking.
And we got a sentence before where was supposed to be an article, but instead was missing. Someone was very bored when he was translating this part.
He'll probably join us to fight against them.
Yes,
again,
I'm sure he will be a party member.
Mythology gag to dummy out concepts involving Dyne.
Oh, right, he was supposed to be playable. Wouldn't bet on it. I gotta apologize to Dyne before I can rest in peace.
Remember, kind of like with the Dark Souls games, it's kind of a miracle that the version that we got of the final game, the original final game, was that, still stellar.
I mean, FF7 is one of the most famous development hell stories where, again, Square's whole existence was kind of hinging on that game too.
Well, that worked out.
It seems to be a running pattern with Square Shiroi. Every now and again, they'll be in trouble. I mean, deep trouble. But then along comes one game like a golden hero that saves them. It even started as early as with the first Final Fantasy game. It was called Final Fantasy because they thought it was going to be their last game.
Weren't you going to save the planet?
Yeah, about that.
Fuck the planet.
Yeah, in the words of Soundwave, all talk, no shock.
You ought to know by now. I say that, but all I want is revenge. I want to make Shinra pay.
I mean, you can do both.
Is this why he made an oil refinery in Advent Children? Because he realized how he wasn't really truly a warrior for the planet, so he might as well just profit.
That's alright. I'm not so different from you.
He killed my dad.
Literally. Sure, it was Sephiroth who did that, but by proxy,
You were responsible for Sephiroth.
It's not like Shinra were exactly in any hurry to apologize for the death of her father. If I recall correctly, they basically tried to cover up Nibelheim's whole deal.
That's easier to understand. It's you, Barret.
Despite everything, it's still you.
So there it is. You're not alone in this.
You're not Zidane, Cloud. Get your character right.
I don't deserve you guys.
Well, tough.
Does that include also Kate Seafood? I mean, we just met.
No, I was gonna say that having this really emotional talk, and Kate Sif's like, I'm here. I don't know any of you.
Oops.
If anything, he's actually good foreshadowing for his true nature. Anyways, expected Core Prison is your next dungeon.
Let's talk to the folks here. Find out what they know.
The gimmick is that some of the chests are locked and the keys are scattered a bit throughout, so it encourages exploration.
Help! Monsters!
Ow.
Us prisoners!
Wait, why did we let the prisoner have a sword?
Core Prison function kind of like that, it's just a dump for people to do whatever they want.
Thanks for the help. No problem. Maybe you can help us too. Where's Dyne? I need to find him.
Dyne died.
Dyne? Huh? And you? Never mind. I don't know.
Then, can you tell us how to get out of here?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be here, would I?
To be fair, kinda, yeah.
That's the thing about Coral Town. It's basically been converted into a prison dump. Your friend just asked me that. Like I said, I don't know.
I didn't. You didn't ask that.
What do you mean? You want a pardon, right? That's why you're looking for the boss.
You see, we ask you a question and you give us an answer to a completely
What?
unrelated.
You're telling me Dyne's the boss of this prison?
Oh, there we go.
I... Talk to Mr. Coates. He's the one you want.
He's too busy running Stoke City at the moment.
What?
Goodness gracious. Why?
The family's last name that runs Stoke City Football Club is Coates.
Huh.
So if we talk to this Coates, we find Dyne. Sounds like it. Come on, let's mosey, gang.
That will never catch on, Cloud. My god, you need to work on your catchphrases.
This whole group is just really bad at that.
That's the thing. Final Fantasy and catchphrases. How many of them caught on?
There's the whole... Recently there has been the whole thing about humming the victory fanfare. It's actually pretty cute.
That's not a catchphrase, though. That's
I've discovered a new recipe. That one caught on.
Also, you're talking to a Gilgamesh fan, you know, there's the classic "It's morphing time" as a reference to Power Rangers.
You know, that's the thing. Cloud sort of had the Let's Mosey thing, but again, but apparently the people in charge of FF7 decided, oh no, that doesn't count, and decided, let's give Tifa Dilly Dally Shilly Shally, or whatever its equivalent in Japan.
Zidane had a catchphrase as well, I don't need a reason to help someone, which is actually a pretty good one. But for some reason, the English localization of the original game completely omitted, and people did not know about it until the Suicidia games came around.
And obviously, aside from Let's Mosey, there's also Not Interested for Cloud.
Yeah. That one actually has caught a bit better, especially because it's different from Close Whatever.
They even brought it back in Smash, technically.
Alright, as per tradition, let's check down the well to see if there is something. Turns out, this time, there is.
It's like they figured, hey, you from the original games, let's reward you for your curiosity this time.
Which also means I can kind of get the treasure right now. The keys, if I recall correctly, are interchangeable, so if you can save this one, you can use it on a treasure base later on, and vice versa if you want. It's similar to how the keys were working on the dungeon of Veradoran base a couple of chapters ago in the first soldier, so it's just better applied to the chests. Haven't seen you around these parts. You new here? Yeah, in case you're wondering, they made Mr. Coates with a new name in Rebirth a bit more flamboyant than he was in the original.
Are you Coates?
What's it to you?
We want a pardon.
We just met, Cloud. Think you new arrivals can just waltz in here and ask for a pardon? Huh.
It's not so much we waltzed in, we were kind of brought here.
What?
You're looking at the ground, Tifa. Move your head up.
His eyes are up here, Tifa.
But I might have a solution. Lend me a hand with my business and I'll get you face to face with the boss.
You'll take us to see Dyne?
That I will, but first, you gotta go and take care of a monster we called the Cleaner. The bastard gobbles up everything and anything in the desert, leaving no trace behind. One of my packages is in its belly, and I want it back.
So you want us to conduct surgery, got it.
If you put it that way.
Did you know there's treasure out here in the desert? I don't know where the key is, but whoever finds it is a lucky bastard.
Alright, Yuffie, get out your metal detector.
I don't have one.
I presumed you did with how much crap you
That's
talk
the
about how
plot
you're
twist.
an amazing...
I'm a ninja. I don't need a metal detector.
That's the twist. That Yuffie is the metal detector. Just slam her violently to the ground and see how it resonates.
That's a good idea. Alright, Yuffie, if you swallow too much dust, just let us know. We'll hold you to the ground.
I
You
don't
can tell
do
us where the
that.
key is.
No, I just use my ninja skills to do it.
Your ninja skills help you track down treasure and keys.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't believe some bullshit like she can feel the vibration of the ground. Alright, because I understand Luis' plight about the desert, I'm just speeding up this part. In case you're wondering about the music, it's appropriately the theme when you cross the desert in Breath of Fire 3. Please Capcom, give us a Legacy Collection already.
Breath of Fire appreciation is welcome in this house.
It's cute actually that the GOG initiative of trying to restore the old PC ports, of games that will be normally listed is actually going to fruition starting with Breath of Fire 4, but I can hope that we get something more concrete.
Is Breath of Fire 4 the one that was kind of more of like a mobile title?
No, that was the 6th entry. And yeah, just like in the original, if you get lost, there is a chocobo carriage. That was basically Battlefield 6, a mobile game that was so shallow that even the Japanese audience were targeting actually hated it.
What is this?
An earthquake? No, a monster. Huh? I don't see one anywhere. It's right beneath us.
They got worms of the likes of which even God has never seen.
Jeez.
My
God, it's ugly.
Yeah, one ugly motherfucker. And like I said, this was still in the period pre-patch, meaning that you're about to see my party completely steamrolled before I actually roll out a more efficient loadout.
Also, make sure you
What?
don't slice the package in half.
Yes, I'll try and focus on that while this beast is trying to eat me alive.
Good.
Thank goodness it just happened to be the beast that did swallow the package that attacked us and not, another worm.
I guess it's the local one. The part that irritates me the most is that it's the attack that is deal that much damage is just this dumb slam to the ground.
I legit wonder if during testing they expected people to grind immensely for this fight.
It's not just about grinding, it's also about having a very specific, loadout, tested out for. Again, the patch was less technically about dumping down the stats, and more like allowing more levity towards, more leniency towards a specific strategy that you could have potentially. Basically, at the end of the day, now the proper Bible for the boss fights at the end of a chapter, this is not the end of the chapter, but in general, is if you have grinded enough, you actually don't have to worry about anything.
I see. I think the issue is not everyone thinks to go for that, so hence the problem.
Again, to be fair, the game is also, because what I'm not showing you is the stuff in between, like for example the actual leveling up missions, whether they're not story related, so they serve just to actually have a character gain experience, which as time progressed they became more and more streamlined. So again, at the end of the day, it's becoming even less and less an issue.
Like, yeah, and you know what, to be fair, I get it, you know, like, it was about where they made it as it is, but they later patched it and overall improved on it. I've heard some people say that they feel they overcompensated by making them easier.
Technically, yeah, you can make an argument, but it's that, but I'll take that over being, you know, in all the time too hard. I can still, you know, work around with the armor and stuff. Also, there you go, first alternate costume for Kate Sif, which is a marching band one. To be able to see
also, they really like to integrate how Kate Sif is constantly on the move in this game.
That was like that even in the original, if you forgot, Jova. His battle model never stopped moving.
Oh, that is true, yeah. What I'm saying is, like, I like how they emphasized it even more, obviously, in this and Rebirth, essentially, with, you know, just how animated he is. Also, nice Wakanda fit there, Barret.
Yeah, actually I didn't talk about it. I got it in the meantime. It's a classy technological outfit that emphasizes electric attacks.
Oh, that really does sound Wakandan. But, again, you know, if there's one thing I will give modern gaming that it has an advantage over an older gaming is, like, you know, patches are a lot more possible. Instead of having to wait for a whole new edition of the game to fix this or that.
If you were lucky to get that.
Shoot, like, I mean, even in, like, say, the earlier 2010s, it wasn't as much patches we got as, say, maybe a DLC edition where things would get edited. Now, mind you, in some cases, patches have become a bit of a crutch where a company will just say, oh, let's ship this out as is and we'll patch it later.
Basically.
But I will say that, you know, patches are like tools. You take the good with the bad. And I think this is an example of how patches definitely have come in handy to help with that sort of thing to make, you know, certain games a lot more feasible to play at times.
See, I'm still relatively, you know, I've grinded enough to actually be on the upper hand on this fight, and still I was relatively close to lose if I was actually careless. There you go. Mouth.
Alright, now Yuffie, go ahead and
I adore
Get
also
the
his
device on
victory
his
pose.
stomach.
Look at him go!
And, sorry, Clark, could you repeat that?
you just have to reach into the dead creature's stomach, and
Yeah, I've
there
done
we
worse.
go. Never thought we'd run into something like that out here. You know,
I saw
except for a
someone- I saw
giant
someone-
snake.
I saw one of my friends get killed and blood splatter on my face with my own eyes.
The wind must have sucked this all up.
A bottle, binoculars, a pickaxe, a toolbox, a book, and
Fire extinguisher?
no, it's a book. So
Eating random shit.
It's a toolbox, the one in the right object.
I think that belongs to Mr. Coates.
Which one?
We'll take it all just in case. I don't
Why
know.
not? So that was the cleaner, huh? Thing gives me the creeps.
It truly gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Well, we got what we came for. Let's head back.
Which is
before we
funny
shrivel up
considering
and die from the heat.
George Wood's opinion on the game.
What, you can't cheat 0 out of 10?
Huh?
I'll find it for you at some point, Jared.
Here, we got what you asked for.
Oh, thanks. So as it turns out, the boss is asking to see you.
Convenient timing on your part to let us know. What?
He told me to bring him the newcomers that had been asking about him. And this is the first. Who are you?
We're the heroes of the story.
Old friends.
Ha! You should have just taken us to see him in the first place.
For shame.
Bro's just doing his job.
Well, you got your wish now. Follow me.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was half expecting us to die after facing that thing with how surprised he is to see us back.
That probably was the idea. Okay, now it's time to actually for Barret to have his moment.
Yep. Dyne, is that you?
Oh, that's a voice I haven't heard in years. A voice I'll never forget.
I always hoped I'd be able to see you again someday. I knew you were alive somewhere. We had the same operation. Listen, Dyne, I want to...
I can hear a voice. What's that?
Huh?
It's Eleanor's voice, begging me not to hate your rotten guts. That's why I never hunted you down.
I know I was stupid. I'm not asking you to forgive me. But what are you doing in a place like this? Why do you want to kill people who ain't even involved? Why?
Why the hell do you care? You think that they'd care? Is hearing Shinra's excuses gonna make people in Core understand? All they gave us is artillery and stupid excuses. What's left is a world of despair and emptiness. I don't care about any reasons. You still won't hear why? Alright, I'll tell you. Because I want to destroy everything.
Get in line, Sephiroth's already doing that.
The people in this city, the city itself, the whole world! I got nothing left in this world. Coral, Eleanor, Marlene.
Marlene, she's still alive.
Huh.
I went back to town. I thought she was gone for sure. I wandered around town for a while. That's when I found her. Marlene.
A lot.
She's in Midgar. Let's go see her together, all right?
So, she's still alive. Alright, Barret. Then I guess you and me gotta fight.
What?
Eleanor's all by herself. I gotta take Marlene to her.
Yeah,
Father of
he's off the
year.
deep end. Dyne, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Marlene wants to see her mom, doesn't she?
I think she's patient enough to wait for the natural way. Stop, Dyne! I can't die yet!
Oh yeah? Well, my life's been over ever since then.
I'm more of a ghost than a man. Stop it! I don't want to fight you!
Now remember drove Star Wars quotes. He's more machine now than man. Twisted. Shut up! It's you and me, Barret. So yeah, and yeah, of course we're using his model from Rebirth, of course. These also introduced another new gimmick for boss fight, the final attacks. Basically, if you don't finish with style, like using a limit break, the enemy will have a final fuck you that can actually kill you after the HP reaches 0. Which is kinda interesting. Okay, I chucked this up genuinely more to a coincidence than wanted to be referential, but if you recall, the way they stylized the fight between these two in Machina Bridge is with Barret winning with a limit break. I don't know, guys. Again, I think we're reaching territories of just being coincidence that are overblown, but my god, it really is tethering the line.
It's that case of, it's likely a coincidence, but God, if the boot fits.
Which, again, to be fair, it is a common thing for player wanting to do the finish with style. As any Kingdom Hearts player, they would love to do that every time they actually can, and more recently, without having to spoil too much, one particular fight in the more recent Deltarune chapter gives you a sort of a reward if you can manage to score a no-hit run, kinda, sorta. So that kind of, internal challenge is what makes me wonder if it is more a coincidence than anything. But again, otherwise, this is a more straightforward fight, and because it's designed to be a one-on-one, it's not too difficult, especially if you have, level up Barret, which is very likely because it was available since the beginning.
So basically, try and beat the boss without special attacks at your own risk.
Basically.
I noticed that this seems to be a remix of Remake's boss theme.
This is actually, it's the take that Ever Crisis had since day one. They basically just instead did a remix from the original. They still incorporate stuff like, say, Phase 1 of the Airbuster, for example.
Well, that's what I mean. It sounds like a remix of Remakes, but obviously there's some added guitar and extra strings in some
They
area.
just, instead use the original as a blueprint. Again, if they have to take something from Remake or Rebirth, they just copy-paste from there. Also, in case you noticed, another thing that this chapter introduced was the darkness status effect, the debuff, meaning that they actually provided you a healing Azuna materia corresponding exactly to counter that. Dyne, if I recall correctly, does not really inflict that, but the worm did, so the game did encourage you to actually equip that. I probably should just stick with a proper healing cure materia, but this was at a point where it was not altering too much of the loadout that the game was suggesting. And yeah, the gimmick with Dyne is that after the Molotov cocktail he is stunned for a while, which allows you to actually get a few hits or to actually heal yourself. Just in time for me to actually finish this. There you go.
Yeah, I won! Oh, my old friend's dead. Shit.
I did it!
Stay back. Having said there is insignificant change here. I didn't just lose an arm back then. Oh, something irreplaceable. I don't know where it went wrong.
Dyne, I don't know either, man. Is this the only way we can resolve this?
In the wise words of modern philosopher Stephen Armstrong, violence does breed violence, but in the end, it has to be this way. I told you, I wanna destroy everything. Everything. This crazy world. Even me.
And what about Marlene? What's gonna happen to her?
Think about it, Barret. How old was Marlene back then? Even if I did go see her, she wouldn't even know me.
I'd argue she shouldn't.
And what's more, Barret, my hands are too stained to hold her anymore. Barret, give that pendant to Marlene. Was Eleanor's a memento.
All right.
So Marlene's already 4.
What the?
Yeah, here's how things changed. Instead of actually Dyne jumping off the cliff, we have a random Shinra soldier killing him.
Because Shinra are just those kinds of bastards.
This actually is a thing that happens also in Rebirth, and it was actually addressed by Yoshinori Kitase in an interview. Because of, sadly, the high amount of rates of suicide in Japan, they genuinely had to change this scene. It's literally because of, being influenced by real-life events, unless they wanted to up the age rating.
I mean, that's fair.
Okay, I will say
The
this.
thing is that I will argue, while not intentionally, mind you, it has the unfortunate effect of two things. One, puts Dyne in a more heroic light, where sure, he still actually committed, suicide and he realized the wrongness of his action, but here they try to push it a bit of the extra stuff. Two, they now they actually are having Barret's backstory way too similar to Cloud's best friend who was killed by Shinra.
Literally shot, too. Maybe it's explained better in Rebirth, but you gotta love how in the context of the gacha game, a random Shinra soldier just happened to be passing through at the moment.
Oh, by the way, the group receives a powerful repeating the Menace in Color Prisoner and turns to the Ghost Saucer. We skip both the Chocobo race and the buggy. Shortly after, we receive an apology letter and buggy courtesy of you. We just get the narration here.
Sorry, no mini games or horse racing for you.
There's a different game for that.
Sephiroth is headed to Gongaga.
A fan of Uma Musume, are we now,
Armed with a
Shiroi?
lead, they hop in the buggy and make their way to Gongaga.
Haven't played it, I just see it everywhere.
The scene in Rebirth is actually have a better context because they bother to incorporate instead the fight against Palmer there. So they have the idea that after the fight with Dyne, a bunch of Shinra troopers arrive with Palmer, which just wants to have fun. The main group tries to intercept him, but a bunch of soldiers leap out and Dyne has to fend them off. It's better organized technically.
I think even if you didn't tell me with the way his dialogue was going, I think it's still implied that if him being shot didn't happen, he would have killed himself anyway.
Probably.
Pretty much. Like, I mean, and I do wonder if maybe their intention was to make him more heroic, because one thing that has been a recurring trend for the remake, a trilogy, I presume, is what it's going to be, but essentially the remake saga has been to somewhat frame some characters in better lights and obviously frame some other characters in worse lights, but for the most part, most people seem to come out looking better in some way, shape, or form. Some literally, more figuratively.
Anyway, that's it for this part of VOG. When we reprise that, we will go to Gongaga, as mentioned. For the time being, next time, there is another seasonal event, as Easter is in the air. So,
Oh boy.
You know what that means? Egg hunting. So, see you for that.
Oh god. See ya.
Yeah.